Maybe if I adjust the timing valve here. Oh, hi kids! You caught me adjusting my time machine. I wanted to take you back in time to meet Isaac Newton and see if an apple really did fall on his head. Unfortunately, I don't have enough plutonium in the lab to get this thing running. So we're gonna do the next best thing. So sit back and don't go anywhere. We're gonna watch our favorite moments from super simple science stuff. Welcome back, kids. I hope you're ready to learn, because I have a lot of neat stuff to show you today. But first, well, I didn't leave a drink in here. Maybe my assistant, Dizzy Izzy, left her drink in here. Dizzy Izzy? Dizzy Izzy? I said, Dizzy Izzy!
You called?
Oh, yes, I did, Dizzy Izzy. We're going to teach our friends at home all about fingerprints. But first, I need to know, is this your drink?
Nope, it's not my drink.
Well, then why did you take a drink from it?
Because I'm thirsty?
But what about germs? Aren't you afraid of germs?
Oh yeah, I forgot about germs. I better wash my mouth out before it's too late. That should do it. That should kill those germs.
Dizzy Izzy, you just... Oh, never mind. Listen, I have the perfect mystery case for us to solve today.
You do?
The case of the mysterious appearing drink cup.
Whoa, that sounds exciting.
Detective work can be very exciting, and we're going to use fingerprints to determine whose cup this is.
Cool.
But first, we need to learn and teach all we can about fingerprints and fingerprinting so the kids at home can follow along, and they'll know what we're doing and why we're doing it when we solve this case.
I totally agree.
Do you know what a fingerprint is? If you said a fingerprint is the print left behind by your fingertip, well, you're right. Allow me to use my own fingertips to demonstrate. You can try this at home. You need to get a clean piece of white paper and a pencil. What you're gonna do is you're gonna scribble on the paper. Make a dark scribble with the pencil. Get it nice and scribbly and dark. There we go. Now, you're gonna take your thumb and press it down into the pencil lid. Is your thumb dirty like mine? Yeah. Good. Now we're gonna take a clean piece of paper and we're gonna push our thumb down onto the paper. The print that's left on the paper is called a thumbprint. For those of you at home that can't follow along, I want you to see a better example of a fingerprint. There. That sure is a nice fingerprint.
It sure is.
What can you tell me about that fingerprint?
It's not a fingerprint. It's a thumbprint.
Well, that's a good observation, but what else can you tell me?
Well, it certainly has a lot of ridges.
Well, that's correct. Fingerprints have ridges, lots of them. That reminds me of other things that have ridges, like a bicycle tire, like your shoes, like a basketball, like a wrench, or even like these pliers. Now, do you know why pliers and tennis shoes and basketballs and tires all have ridges on them?
For traction.
Well, that's right. Ridges help create traction, be it a tire on the road, or a basketball in your hand, or these pliers against a bolt. That's why fingertips help us hold and grab and throw things, because they have ridges on them.
Hey, how did you get this fingerprint from off the TV screen onto this display board?
Well, that's for me to know and you to find out. No, I'm just kidding. I wiped it off.
But how did you...
I put my fingerprint on a photocopier and had it enlarged while the kids were watching that video.
You're just clever like that, aren't you?
I sure am. Now, these ridges go all the way down to the dermis layer of your skin.
Which layer is that?
Well, that's the most bottom layer. That's why if you get a cut on your finger or some kind of abrasion, it won't alter your fingerprint. That's also why criminals can't just file their fingerprints off.
Why don't they just wear gloves?
Well, some criminals might, but most criminals aren't that smart. If they were, they would know that committing crimes is not a smart thing to do. Wow, I remember when that happened. That sure was crazy. Let's take a look at another clip.
Whoa! Where did all this stuff appear from? We have a paintbrush, a black piece of paper, some ultra uber sticky tape, and some baby powder.
We can make all sorts of things appear when we cut away. Like this.
Hey, who am I supposed to be?
Watson, my good friend.
And that would make you...
Sherlock Holmes, my good woman.
I see.
Enough of this small talk. We've got an experiment to do. We're going to make these invisible fingerprints visible.
How are we gonna do that?
Elementary, my dear Watson. I've always wanted to say that. We're going to take this baby powder and spray it all around the room.
Kids, don't apply that baby powder like Dr. Quack did. I mean, don't apply that baby powder like Sherlock Holmes did.
Good advice, Watson. Now, we're going to take this brush and we're going to brush the room until we find a fingerprint. Ah, here's one. We take the tape and pull it up, place it on the black paper, and now we have a record of the fingerprint.
Hey, whose fingerprint is that?
I don't know. We'll have to compare it to a database.
A database? What is that?
It's a collection of fingerprints in this case. The FBI has a database of fingerprints from when people get arrested or if they voluntarily give their fingerprints to be identified in a case. Well, that certainly was a fun experiment that we did. Let's check out another one.
I can't believe that the germs are everywhere.
They are, and while no one wants to live in fear of germs, we need to learn to stay aware of them.
Say, that gives me an idea. Do you want to play a game?
You know me, cuz I'm always up for a game.
All right, well, let me go get the materials we need to play. Well, there you have it, the materials we need. We need hand lotion, glitter, some paper towels, some soap, and water. If you don't want to use a bowl of water, you can use your water out of your kitchen sink or your bathroom sink.
I love glitter. This is gonna be fun. What do I have to do?
Well, first you're gonna take some hand lotion and you're gonna put it on your hand. Not too much. Now, take the hand lotion and rub it together so you have a light coating on both of your hands. There you go. Good job. Now the next thing you want to do is grab an adult helper and have them sprinkle a little bit of glitter onto one of your hands.
Will you be my adult helper?
Of course I will. Here comes the glitter. Ooh, it's all glittery. There you go. Are you ready for this? Make a fist. Open it up.
They're everywhere.
You want to get rid of them?
Sure.
Well, try wiping them with your other hand.
It's not working, they're just spreading.
How about you try to get a paper towel and wipe them off?
Give me that.
Wait, don't set that on the table. I don't want the germs to get on there.
Germs?
Yeah, but not real germs. We don't want to play with those. They'll make us sick.
Oh. Well, now what?
Well, I really don't want to get germs. So if you give me the germs, then I'm gonna be really sad.
You don't want to get germs?
No. Hey! You just gave me the germs! You know what I think about that?
These germs are everywhere now. How are we going to get them off?
What did you do to get rid of the germs when you went to the bathroom?
Smart. Very smart.
We better go to the bathroom and wash our hands.
And your nose.
Wow, germs sure are scary, huh? I think I need to go wash my hands. I sure am picking up some strange frequencies on this headset. They're telling me that we should watch another clip.
What are you doing, Dizzy?
I'm hiding.
I can see you, you know.
I'm not hiding from you. I'm hiding from the germs. I don't want them to get me.
You don't have to wear a gas mask from germs. As long as you use good hygiene, washing your hands and brushing your teeth, you should be pretty safe.
But not completely safe. They could still get me sick.
Well, yeah, but you should know, your body has a great system of defenses against germs.
It does?
Well, sure. You'd be amazed at how many barriers a germ has to pass before it can get you sick.
Like what?
First of all, the major openings of your body, like your nose, mouth, and ears, have stuff inside designed to catch germs. Sticky stuff like earwax and mucus.
You mean all that gunk inside my nose is there to help me?
Sure, that'll make you think twice before you pick your nose again.
I don't pick my nose.
Are you sure?
Second of all, your body has a whole system called the immune system that goes to work as soon as it spots a germ. Not only does it attack and kill the germs, it makes copies so that next time one gets in, it can spot them more quickly.
Kind of like the Old West, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, the immune system makes wanted posters of the germs and puts them all over your body.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm glad that my immune system can fight germs, but I don't like how the germs make me feel. Sometimes they make me cough and sneeze, and sometimes they even make me barf.
Believe it or not, that's not the germs doing that. Those are all methods your body uses of getting rid of germs.
Really?
Sure, when you cough, sneeze, or even puke, your body is trying to get germs outside of itself. A fever is your body's way of fighting germs too. Germs can't live above normal body temperature, so when the heat rises just a few degrees...
My body cooks the germs.
Exactly.
Wow, I didn't realize all that was going on when I was sick. Man, when I'm sick, I feel really lazy, but I'm working hard.
You sure are. But even though your body's working hard, it's still helpful to see a doctor. Your bodies have a pretty powerful system of defenses, but it can always use a hand.
That certainly was a memorable moment. I've got a great one for you next. Watch this. I sure hope you're ready to learn because I have a lot of neat stuff to show you. But first, I need to introduce my assistant, Dizzy Izzy. Dizzy Izzy? I said Dizzy Izzy!
You called?
I sure did, Dizzy. We need to teach the kids all about temperature. And by the looks of the way you're dressed, I'd say you haven't even looked at the temperature today.
As a matter of fact, I did. See? 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Dizzy, this paper's from Houston, Texas. We don't live in Houston, Texas. Look, 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Dr. Quack, that paper's from Juneau, Alaska. We're not in Juneau, Alaska either.
How did I get a Juneau, Alaska paper?
If the weather isn't 100 degrees and it's not 32 degrees, then what is the weather?
That's a good question. Let's find out.
How are we going to do that when we don't have a local newspaper or a weatherman to tell us what the temperature is?
Well, that's easy. We'll look at a thermometer. Come on, I'll show you.
Dr. Quack, that's a thermostat on the wall, not a thermometer.
Well, this is indeed a thermostat, which allows me to adjust the temperature of the room, but it also tells me what the temperature is, thus acting as a thermometer as well. You see? It's 69 degrees. Oh, no. 69 degrees? Well, I guess I am overdressed.
And I guess I'm underdressed for the temperature.
There, that should do it. I've set this thermostat to 32 degrees, so the air conditioner will cool this room down fast, and I'll be dressed appropriately.
Wow, snow! That was fast! I don't understand. How does that little box on the wall control the temperature?
Well, you see, when we set this temperature to 32 degrees, it tells the air conditioner to run. And the air conditioner runs until it reaches 32 degrees, and then it turns off. If the temperature rises above 32 degrees, it turns the air conditioner back on.
So what if I want the temperature to be hot like 100 degrees?
Well then, we just turn this thermostat all the way up to 100 degrees, and the heater turns on.
Hey, it's raining. Why is it raining?
Well, you see, when the snow in the sky melts, it turns to rain. Just like when rain in the sky freezes, it turns to snow.
Dr. Quack, I see smoke.
Oh, that's not smoke, Dizzy Izzy. That's steam. You see, when water gets really hot, it evaporates. And when a lot of water evaporates, it turns to steam. Speaking of getting hot, it is way too hot in here. Most people like to keep their houses and businesses between 69 degrees and 74 degrees. I like it at 70. Do you know what that means?
That you're overdressed.
And you're underdressed. Let's go get into some scientific clothes so we can teach these children more about temperature. That clip sure was cool, wasn't it? Let's check out another one. Hey Dizzy, how'd you like all that rain and snow and steam in the lab?
I thought it was cool and hot.
Remember kids, you can't really make it snow or rain in your house by adjusting the thermostat. That was just sort of a dramatization that we did to get you to understand the topic a little better.
But you can still change the outside weather and make it rain or snow by adjusting the outside thermostat, right?
No, Dizzy. As much as scientists would love to be able to control the weather, I'm afraid there's no such thing as an outside thermostat. No one controls the weather.
Not even the weatherman?
No, the weatherman just predicts what the weather may do. You see, weather is a complex cycle of pressure systems swirling all around the Earth. Temperature plays a vital role in this system.
Thank you, Dr. Quack.
As you can see, temperature is very important to many things in our world. There are two scales that scientists use to measure temperature. One is the Celsius scale, where pure water freezes at 0 degrees and boils at 100 degrees. Then there's the Fahrenheit scale, where water freezes at 32 degrees and boils at 212 degrees. Both scales use the behavior of water during cold and hot as a way to measure temperature. Scientists prefer to use the Celsius scale, while non-scientists, at least in America, usually use Fahrenheit. You would think people would like to use Celsius more because it's so much simpler, 0 being freezing and 100 being boiling, but that's just not the case.
Okay.
Do you know what this is?
It's a thermometer. I know that because I use it to take my temperature when I'm sick.
That's correct. What scale is this in?
It's in the Fahrenheit scale.
The temperature that we're concerned about when talking about humans is called body temperature. Do you know what body temperature is?
I know it shouldn't be a fever.
A fever is when your body temperature is more than what it's supposed to be. A healthy human body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. If it rises above 98.6 degrees, then your temperature is now called a fever. A fever signals that there is something wrong happening inside your body. It could mean you have an infection, or virus, or some other medical problem. If you have a high or prolonged fever, it is best to go see your doctor. What if you discovered you had a fever, but you couldn't get to the doctor real quick? What would your parents do to help reduce the fever?
Give you fever-reducing medicine.
That's true, but what else would they do? Think about what we did in the lab to make it snow.
You mean when you had two guys stand on ladders and pour a bunch of little pieces of paper on our heads?
I mean, what did I do?
Oh, you mean whenever you turn the AC on to cool down the room?
Yes, we can also do things to our bodies to cool down our blood to reduce our fevers. For instance, we can take a cold, wet, damp cloth and put it on our foreheads.
Whew, that's cold.
What else could we do?
Take a cold bath.
Exactly. The cold water in a bath will lower the temperature of our blood and reduce our fever. Care to demonstrate?
The things I go through to help you teach a lesson.
The water in this cooler is about 68 degrees.
Hey, it's not so bad. Whew, now that's cold.
Adding the ice to the water dropped the temperature to about 52 degrees. That will reduce the temperature of your blood and lower your fever, if you had one. Now remember, what we've demonstrated here will reduce a fever, but it won't cure the underlying cause of a fever. Your fever is your body's way of telling you that you're sick, so if you have a fever, you should always go to the doctors. 1.22? No. Well, we sure had a lot of fun today, didn't we, kids? But remember, there's always more fun and learning to be had right here on Super Simple Science Stuff. Wait a second. 1.21?